Do you know who Dmitriy Obukhov is? He is one of the best players in backgammon, and he's responsible for a lot of things you see online and on social media, such as BMAB and his own YouTube channel. And he joins me in this video for an exclusive interview. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. If you love backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, in this video, it's my great pleasure to welcome my good friend, Dmitriy Obukhov. Hello.
Hi, Alex.
How are you doing tonight?
Very good, thank you, and thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you. I know you always comment about all my good friends, and you are one of them.
One of many.
Yeah, one of many. It's I've had the opportunity to meet so many people around the world through the backgammon social media forums, through YouTube, through this channel, and it's been a pleasure to meet all of these people that I would otherwise not have the opportunity to meet. So I'm very happy to have you. So I'm happy to talk about backgammon a lot. I'd like to start with a little bit of biographical information, if I may. We start by, please tell us where you were born and raised?
Well, I was born in Soviet Union, which later become the part where I lived become independent state, Latvia. Was born in Riga, and I lived there till I was 20. Then I moved to United States. Here I am.
And what city do you live in?
I live in Michigan, Detroit area.
And what kind of work do you do when you're not playing backgammon?
My occupation is I'm a driver, so I work for a small linen distributor company as a driver.
Very good, very good. So what kinds of hobbies and interests do you have outside of backgammon, of course?
Well, backgammon takes a lot of my time with BMAB work I'm doing and playing, studying, stuff like that. So there's not much time for anything else right now. But I used to play chess. Actually, some people would consider I was pretty good at it.
A lot of backgammon players got into backgammon from chess. How did you get into backgammon?
I think around 2008, people started playing in backgammon in backgammon. People started playing backgammon in a chess club that I was going to. So Bill Carlton would be one name you're probably familiar with. So yeah, so they were playing, and I kind of looked at it, and I thought it was easy. I thought I actually I thought I would like if I started playing this game I would be very good at it. That's honestly what I was thinking back then. So yeah, I started playing backgammon and then very quickly I got hooked to it. And now I play backgammon. I don't play chess at all.
Yeah, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people that say the same kinds of things. Like I believe Paul McGreal first played chess, and then he got into backgammon, and so did Bill Roberti, and I'm sure a lot of other people. I know Mochi used to play shogi, which is a Japanese version of chess.
Yeah, Bill Roberti was very strong chess player as well. I believe he wrote he wrote a bunch of chess books.
He wrote many chess books, of course, backgammon books, as well as poker books. He's very talented.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, everybody knows about him writing backgammon books and poker books, but not everybody knows him writing chess books. Yeah.
Right. So, what would you say you enjoy the most about backgammon?
Well, it's a gambling game with a lot of swings. If you take psychology 101, they will teach you this kind of thing is what people interested the most. Yeah, quick results with a lot of swings, so people get excited quickly like this. So
There is a lot of excitement in backgammon. I remember when I was growing up, I would watch usually my uncles play against each other, and that you get one good roll of the dice, and everyone would get excited and say, "Oh," and things like that. So it is.
yeah, gambling part is interesting in backgammon, right? In chess, gambling is very difficult. You beat somebody a couple times and they see the pattern.
Yeah, that's the
And
thing. In chess,
uh,
it's like completely skill. So a weak player has a very small chance of beating a strong player. But in backgammon, you might only be a 60-40 favorite or a 70-30 favorite.
Right. So yeah. So for a perfect gambling game, it's that's what you want. To be around 50-60% in that neighborhood, and you just um, counting on your long-term skill, basically.
That's right. That's right. It used to be back in the well, more so in the 70s and 80s, people would play money games and backgammon, but in the last 5, 10, or 20 years, it's been at least much more focused on tournaments, at least publicly.
That's true. Like when I used to go, when I started going to tournaments, okay, I would see like 2, 3 different sweats people play. Now it's hard to find one. Yeah. So people don't play money. Well, they still play, but not as much as they used to.
It's interesting. I heard a story one time. I don't remember who it was that told me. It might have actually been Bill Roberti or someone like that. Uh, he said people would go to the tournaments hoping to get knocked out so that they can play in the Chouette side games.
It's a strange attitude. If you hope to get knocked out, why don't you just not get in?
I guess they would travel to the destination to like enter the tournament, but they didn't really want to play in the tournament.
Right. So travel to destination. Don't get in the tournament. Just play money games.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Um, So wonderful. I wanted to talk a little bit about your YouTube channel because it's a fantastic channel. I highly recommend it. I appreciate you allowing me to use a lot of those videos in the commentary videos that I do, and it's really a fantastic YouTube channel for people who enjoy watching backgammon. You have hundreds and hundreds of videos. How did you get into recording matches and starting a YouTube channel to begin with?
Actually, I started recording matches from the almost from the moment I started playing backgammon. Even even before I had the YouTube channel, I wanted to play and analyze, see how I play. So I remember just having old camera, and it was I was like one of very few who would record their own matches. But then YouTube provided a convenient platform just to store your videos. Right, you upload it once, and 10 years later, you can still it's still there.
Yeah, this is your YouTube channel. Go ahead.
Yeah. So if you look at the channel, the first video, I'm not sure how long ago I posted, maybe around 2013, maybe something like that.
Yeah. Oh, the information maybe here. Yeah, join 2011, 2000 videos, and it's like many,
Yeah,
many high quality, high quality. One of the things I notice about your videos in particular that's slightly different from some of the other ones is that the quality is perfect. I know you process it afterwards to make the boards look completely straight. They're not like at an angle, which makes it hard to see. So that's fantastic. I appreciate that. You also have a lot of live videos from the different tournaments you went to, like all of these, and you did the McGreal.
yeah,
Yeah,
uh, yeah. So today, basically, pretty much every video is getting getting adjusted for to straighten the board, stuff like that.
This is fantastic. I'm going to put a link in the description so people can look at your YouTube channel more.
Oh yeah, and I would appreciate if you not familiar with the channel, just go ahead and subscribe it, which is free.
Yes, like and subscribe to Dmitriy's channel. You have a lot of subscribers. You've been doing it for a long time, and so you recorded the videos, you uploaded them to YouTube, and now you also do streaming, like live streaming, which is a little bit different. Tell us about that, please.
I started streaming, I think, in 2015 when BMAB started.
Wow.
And the reason it happened, David Presser, who was a co-director in the first BMAB tournament in the United States, he wanted to stream basically. So we started streaming, but then then we started doing BMAB tournaments in Michigan, and also helped there with streaming. And now now I'm doing more streaming, obviously Cleveland, Atlanta, stuff like that. Also, I'm trying to do better quality streaming, which is not as easy as I thought once.
It's not easy. I've tried to do it, and it's just like there's so many little details.
Yeah. You basically it's easier to get started, right? You just need a webcam and maybe a microphone. But then once you want to start improving a little bit of this, a little bit of that, then you run in all kind of problems.
I know, I know. I tried to do a lot. One time, the first time I did the live stream at the Los Angeles tournament, I was just kind of like thrown into it. The first time actually I had help from someone else, and then he did Martin Thurman. He's fantastic. He works with the USBGF. And the next time he couldn't make it, so like I had to learn all the technical stuff myself, and that was quite challenging. And then once you get used to it, you start doing it, and then you're trying to improve on it and just get better and better. And I felt like that I've improved on that in particular, having this YouTube channel. Part of the reason, I guess the initial reason I started this YouTube channel was when I wrote my book. I was trying to promote it, so I started a YouTube channel to promote it, but it's become much, much more than that. I'm trying to promote backgammon in general. But I think that streaming like what you do and all your videos really helps promote the game. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, yeah, streaming definitely helps to promote the game. If you have a tournament and you want people to notice it, you need some streaming. Maybe not necessarily top-notch streaming from the start, but you wanna let people know you're out there. Yeah, so a good example is Bill Riles and Tara. Uh, San Antonio is not a huge city. I mean, it's not a small city by any means, but it's not a huge city, and it's not a super convenient destination. But you can see how the tournament grew, how popular it is, and I believe streaming is a big part of that.
Yeah, Bill Riles and Tara Mendocino, I call them the king and queen of backgammon streaming. I really enjoy like a lot of the aspects that they do. Obviously, they have high quality. One of the things I particularly like, and you do this too, in your streams, is the live chat feature on YouTube where the participants or the viewers can interact with each other. And I always interact with people like you, and we tell jokes back and forth, and that makes it much more enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely. Not everybody gets to go to these tournaments, and so this is great.
And I think you're one of the only people who appreciates my humor.
Um, what humor?
On the exactly, exactly. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, like I was talking to Bill Riles, and there are multiple things that that really add an extra level, an extra dimension to the live stream. Okay, so you have the boards. So of course you're going to need the boards, but when you have something like a player cam where you can actually see the players' faces when they're playing, it just adds another dimension for the viewers to enjoy their experience. And then you have a commentator. Without, one of the things I've noticed is videos that have commentary are usually much more popular than videos that do not have commentary. So that adds another level. And then the live chat and the interactive feature, like all of those things. And I think what you're doing and what all these other people are doing are helping very much to promote the game. So I wanted to thank you very much for that.
Well, thank you.
And the other main topic we wanted to discuss is BMAB, which is Backgammon Masters Awarding Body. Let me pull up the website here. This is the BMAB website, which stands for Backgammon Masters Awarding Body. So, what is your role and involvement in this group?
Well, I'm doing a lot of things in the background. Like doing analysis of a lot of things, participating in problem solving, and there are all kind of problems. Yeah, some people, some people problems related to just people, and other problems related to how BMIB is working, basically. So I'm doing a lot of works.
I think when people ask me, who's the person behind BMAB, you're number one. So you organize all this.
Well, I would say I'm one of two people.
Yeah. Who's the other person?
The other would be Bernard Meyer.
Of course, he's the president of the WBGF and also a good friend. But I always see all your social media posts, and it's really great. So for the viewers, let's talk a little bit about BMAB. It stands for Backgammon Masters Awarding Body. Please tell us for the viewers what is the BMAB?
So BMIB basically organization who gives people titles for achievements, quality of play in backgammon according to extreme gammon. Okay, so what you do, you start playing, and then you maybe say, hey, I want to get a internationally recognized title. So you contact BMAB, or you fill out an application to join BMAB, and you well, there are two ways you can go. You can go play in BMAB tournament and have a tournament director do all work for you, or you can apply individual and do work yourself, right? So you collect. Let's say you do all the work yourself. You're just doing individual application. Then you collect all your matches. Well, first of all, you declare matches that will be counted toward your BMIB rating. So you declare those. BMB will approve them usually 99% of the time. Then you go play those matches. You record them. You transcribe them. You send your matches to me BMIB. B will analyze your matches for you. We upload them to the website so everybody can verify it, and we will make sure everything is fair. So everything is declared and everything is submitted, stuff like that. And then after a certain, number, after a certain experience, you get a title, and it's there for life.
And these are the different titles that you can see here. There are 3 different levels for intermediate, advanced, master, grandmaster, and now even super grandmaster. So tell us a little bit about the history of BMAB. How did this start?
Well, even before BMIB, there are people who were collecting data on other people and trying to come up with some lists how people play. how people play. So one such list was Yanchi Christov's PR list. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You probably know him, but not everybody does.
I know him, but some of the viewers may not. But yeah,
Yeah,
basically the
yeah.
PR.
He was an enthusiast from Bulgaria. He actually had like six different nicknames on Grid Gammon. So he would watch people record their matches and then compile the results and then publish the PR list for everybody. Okay, but this was online. Okay, what what we want to do is to do the similar thing but live because life is not online, and online you cannot be sure this player is not cheating and stuff like that.
Right,
And even if you think he's cheating, maybe you don't want to be in a position to confront anybody, right?
right. So
Uh,
here, this is a list of all the top players and some of the very best players in the world. Look at these, the super grandmasters.
yeah, I'm not sure what year it was, maybe around 2012. Mochi came up with a Mochi 4.0 PR club. Are you familiar with this at all? Mochi's 4.0 PR club.
Oh, 4.0, no, but I guess it's below 4.0.
Yeah, it's a good assumption. Basically, you would tell Mochi, okay, Mochi, I'm going to New York and I'm gonna play 10 matches, okay? And I want these matches to count for my Mochi 4 PR thing, okay? And if you do below 4, then Mochi will say, hey, this uh, Alex Ishagin just achieved under 4, so he's in the club. So there might be a dozen players who achieved that. Okay, but this was basically an idea for top players, right? If you play in, for example, 5.5, you have no chance of playing under 4. So why would you want to do that? Rick Janowski came up with this idea of Backgammon massive supporting body. So idea was is to do it for everybody, not just top players. So basically, the idea was to have a comprehensive pair list.
So that was Rick Yanowski who originally wrote the Yanowski formula for backgammon matches, and recently, I believe, passed away in the last year or two. Is that correct?
Yeah, I want to say couple years at least. Time flies so quickly. I cannot keep up. So I want to say couple years, but I may be mistaken.
Yeah. And I don't know if you saw, I found your name on here. Look at that. Number 49, Dmitry Obukhov.
Number 49. It's a low standard for me right now. I'm I'm yeah, I think it might be my worst PR in the last couple of years. But my worst 300 point PR.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, you spend so much time recording all this stuff. How do you have time to play?
No, I go and play, and while I play, I'm recording.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't need to sit and watch it, right?
Then you watch it. One of the questions I always ask is you're one of the grandmasters. There aren't many. How many grandmasters are there in the world? Like 100 or so?
It's more. It's more. Yeah, it's a little bit more than 100. I don't have an answer for you.
Looks like
But so,
115 on here.
okay, that sounds about right. There are probably a few people who are grandmasters, but not on that list because rules changed over the years.
Yeah, they don't play or whatever. So, one of the questions the viewers like me to ask is What did you do to achieve a grandmaster title? Because it's not easy.
Well, when I started playing backgammon, and then in a year I was playing under five already. Okay, so I don't know exactly. So I wasn't tracking basically before that. But what I did was I was playing a lot. I was playing like real a lot. I had a lot of free time and I played a lot. I played on websites back then. Uh, I think it was like Gammon Room or something like that. I don't remember exactly. Don't remember the name anyway. So I could start playing sometimes Friday afternoon after work, maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock, and I would finish next morning 10 o'clock. Playing non-stop, playing. Not really analyzing, but I was reading a lot. I probably read the whole bkgm.com website in a year, I'm guessing.
That's the backgammon galore.
Yeah, except for a few things that I thought weren't worth reading. So I read all the backgammon books that were all the modern backgammon books that were printed back then, which wasn't a lot. It was a few Bull's books, few Roberta's books, um, maybe like there's a Tride's book, which I found very helpful. Probably the best backgammon book written, even with all the new books today. I still think Bootcamp is the best book.
And of course,
Yeah,
Paul McGreal was one of the first ones I read. Which were some of your favorite books that you learned the most from?
I would say Bootcamp was the yeah.
Walter Trice was an outstanding player, and he wrote a great book.
When I started playing backgammon, he died around that time.
Yeah, yeah, I have a signed copy of his book. I was fortunate,
Mhm.
and my understanding is it was originally like a series of articles that he put together and created a book, but that is an outstanding book. And so I feel like I'm very similar in that like I studied a lot from reading books. So I like one of the first books I read was Paul McGreal, and when I first got it, I was in school, so I would read a lot, and I got very fast at reading. I think I read it 2 or 3 times cover to cover, like pretty quickly. So I've gone through a lot of the books, and I think that's a really good way of playing. What else? What are other ways that have helped you improve? Like maybe playing XG or analyzing on XG or
I never liked playing XG, but I analyzed with XG a lot, obviously. Also, I was doing a lot of research, like especially early early game cubes at different match scores. Uh, yeah, so mostly that. So we were doing the rollouts, and then we would. And when I say we, I mean me and Paul Weaver, because he's the one who got me to doing this. So we would take early game cube position, for example, like 5-1 split, 5-5 attack fan, stuff like that. Which is not a double for money, but it could be a double at different match scores, and maybe even a pass at some scores, right? And we would roll it out, uh, all the scores in a 7-point match. We would put it on one page grid, like was it it's like 7 by 7 grid, maybe 6 by 6, and color code, and then you start seeing patterns, and you start basically learning the game. So this was when XG1 just came out. Okay. Maybe maybe a little bit later. So XG2 is very good with the cube, but XG1 was not as good with the cube. You could have a like 0.9 take per evaluation, then it could be 1.1 pass per rollout. It was very common, especially at the lopsided scores. So it helps a lot. Yeah, we were like basically ahead of the whole planet, maybe. Well, except for a few people, probably. Somebody who knew more but wouldn't brag about it.
It's interesting you mentioned that because when I first started playing with the doubling cube, I've been playing my whole life without the doubling cube, but with the doubling cube for maybe like 20, 25 years. And when I first started playing, it wasn't XG. I had Snowy. And I remember some of the first things I learned was like, I started from the opening because every game starts the same way. So, like, I looked at the second rolls because the first rolls are pretty straightforward. One of the things that I particularly remember is against an opening 3-1, if you roll a 6-4, it's correct to run. However, against an opening 4-2, it's correct to make the 2 points. And that's kind of where it started for me, and that's when I started doing things. And once XG1 came out, I started doing rollouts, and I rolled out like all the second rolls. And I'll send you the file, but I have about 300 rollouts of double five blitz positions or double three blitz positions, and that certainly helped me learn a lot. And they subsequently made XG2, and there weren't a lot of updates. But recently, I got a message, and I suspect that you heard about it, that the XG was recently purchased, and they're going to do some more work on it. Did you hear that news?
Yes, I did.
What are your thoughts about that?
Let's sit back and see what happens. That's exactly what my thoughts are. I mean, I don't know who those people are, but anyway, either way, it cannot be worse than XG not being updated, right? So, it can only be better.
What kinds of improvements would you like to see on XG?
Well, first of all, I want people uh, involved in the new XG take care of all the bugs from old XG. Problems that should be addressed. If something is there for 10 years as a problem and nobody fixes it, it makes me think that you don't care about it. You're just there to collect a quick buck, basically, which is fine. But that's not what I like to see anyway.
Yeah, I think there's always an opportunity for improvement, and it's certainly something a lot of people have been waiting for. And it's a very useful tool for improving their game. A lot of the viewers ask, how would I improve my game? So, what recommendations, as one of the top players in the world, do you have for people at various levels? What would you tell them to do to improve their game?
Well, not everybody. Well, I should say everybody learns something differently. Okay, so for some people, it's enough to read something. For other people, they need to watch something. Other people need to experience, maybe play something. Other people need to listen. So maybe a teacher is fine. But whatever you do, you should enjoy it. If you if you're not enjoying it, you're not gonna learn. Basically, that's how I feel.
That's a good point. I tell people, backgammon is a game, and we should have fun playing it. And if you're not having fun, you shouldn't be playing. And the same thing with learning. If you don't enjoy the learning, then it's not for you, right?
Right. Well, you can still improve, but don't expect much. I think.
Yeah. Uh, the other the other thing I wanted to mention, at least briefly, is we've had the BMAB for quite some time now, and in the last approximately 1 year or 1.5 years in the United States, there's been a new initiative primarily by my friend and your friend Roberto Litzenberger to have what's called the Players Cup. So, briefly, can you tell us what the Players Cup is?
Sure, we had BMAB previously. We had BMAB tournaments in Michigan, Cleveland, not Cleveland. We didn't have a Michigan. We didn't have it in Cleveland, but we had in Chicago. We had Cherry Blossom. We had in a few places, maybe like eight places. Okay. So then Roberto decided, like, hey, why don't we just have a little league here? We have enough tournaments. We start playing. We have point races. People will like it. People will have something else to compete for. It'll be great. So everybody got on the board with him, and now basically, I think every ABT tournament in the United States has a Players Cup BMAB tournament.
And I find that these BMAB Players Cup tournaments or standalone BMAB tournaments are very popular. For example, I help with the Los Angeles tournaments that we have twice a year, and those tournaments go an entire weekend, but the BMAB or the Players Cup is like a single day event, starts and ends in one day. And I found there are many people that come there just for that event and then they go home the next day. Why do you think the BMAB tournaments are so popular?
Well, first of all, let me correct you on something. Not all BMAB tournaments are one-day tournaments. Some of them are two-day tournaments. So basically, they start one day, play 4 rounds, and they play last round next day, something like that. Okay. Although some people do come over just to play in BMAB tournaments, I wouldn't say a lot of people do that. Although actually I don't know, but I don't feel like a lot of people do that. However, people do come early to these tournaments. Okay, so you need to be there one day earlier than usual to play in the tournament, and it usually starts before even early bird tournament starts, right? How can we see that this is popular? Because Players Cup tournament can have 30 people usually, around 30 people. So the record is 44 in Chicago, and when 44 people show up for a tournament, you can say, okay, it's something in it, right? It's not your regular tournament. So early bird tournaments don't have 44 players usually. Why do people play in it? Okay, you get to, for reasonable amount of money, you get to play 5 rounds no matter what happens. You get to play top players. You get to play weaker players. You get to play all kind of players. Nobody's judging you how you play, but everybody is reported. Everything is recorded. You want to see how you play? It's there. You get XG file. You get a video, basically, right? Because we post everything on YouTube, and all that for a very cheap price.
Yeah, I agree. I think some of the feedback that I've received regarding the BMAB tournaments is people like them a lot for a number of reasons. First of all, they're almost always, if not always, like a Swiss format or a round robin. So you're never knocked out of the tournament. You play all 5 rounds or 6 rounds or however many rounds they are. And usually they're 9 points, 7 points, maybe longer. Everyone's a little bit different. And they record all your matches and you're able to kind of compete with others, but also compete with yourself. And they transcribe the matches and give you a proficiency level, and you can kind of achieve a master's level. Well, hence the name, Backgammon Masters awarding body. So people really love these tournaments. Thank you for running them. Who are the people that run them? I know you do them in the United States. Roberto Litzenberger, Ben Friesen, Jeb Horton. Who else does them?
Uh, that's all, I think.
But internationally, there are many people that do it.
Oh yeah, yeah. We only do in the United States, but there are probably several dozen people do it all over the world.
And the USBGF has had a recent initiative to promote local BMAB tournaments. So you can have a local club and have just an exclusive BMAB tournament. So that's fantastic as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. BGF is great, and they take care of everything. You just need to show up and play.
Yeah. So let me ask you, in the US BMAB tournaments, do you need to be a USBGF member to play in the BMAB?
No, you don't.
No, not necessarily, but most people are. There are many benefits of being a USBGF member.
Well, let's put it this way. Everybody should join USBGF. USBGF is doing so many great things for backgammon, and not only in the United States, all worldwide. We should just try to support them. However, with this said, we don't want membership USBGF members to be a requirement in our tournaments.
That way you have international players that can play in the tournaments as well.
Yeah. So, we just want to impose my will on people. Yeah, if you want to support it, go ahead and support it. If you don't want to, do what you want. However, I believe in that club initiative. Everybody must be a BGF member.
And the club ones, right?
Yeah, and this is fair because USBGF is sponsoring those tournaments, so they send a person to do recording. They'll pay for everything basically. So this is fair.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. We've gone through a lot. I wanted to thank you again very much for your time, for everything that you do, all your videos on YouTube, all the work in BMAB. I see all those posts all the time, and you're the man behind it. Is there anything else that we missed that you wanted to talk about, or do you have any final comments before we conclude the video, Dmitry?
I just want to say that if you want to start your BMAB journey, and after this interview you're still confused about how things working, then you can always contact us, and we can discuss everything, answer all your questions, stuff like that. Don't be shy.
Yeah, that's right. You're very approachable. Thank you very much. I'll put your contact information or whatever contact information you like in the description so people can contact you. I'll put links to the BMAB website and your YouTube channel as well. Thank you again to my good friend Dmitriy Obukhov from his YouTube channel and the BMAB and everything you do for backgammon to promote the game. I really appreciate it. A lot of people do as well. Thank you and keep up the great work. We'll go ahead and conclude the video. Thank you to the viewers for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. Again, if you love backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description of where you can get it. And if you're interested in the lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. Until then, keep rolling your dice.